And Paul, also last week or 2 weeks ago, you guys announced that you raised $2 million in investing, and the Haas family. There's two members of the Haas family who are part of that. How cool is that? Have Jennifer C. Haas and Jesse Eisenberg, his grandson, kind of join that, and the things that they said, seems like they're kind of bringing that old school. I mean, because that was a great era of A's baseball when he was the owner, when Walter was the owner.
Best owner in best owner in A's history, and then owner who treated the team the way we believe teams should be treated, which is as a community asset, right? Like you get, he was fortunate, that he was wealthy and he got to be a team owner, but he like treated that as like a responsibility instead of like a, something that he got to deploy. And he really invested in it. And when he went to sell it, and he only sold it because he was ill. He made a condition of the deal that you can't move the team. Like he did everything right in terms of the way that he owned the team. And they put in they were winners, right? And so for family members who grew up in that experience, and and they both did. Jesse's is actually his grandson, and Jennifer's his cousin, but they both grew up, going to A's games, as a relative of the owner, seeing it happen, seeing their family member run the team this way. And the fact that they, kind of believe that they see the same kind of spirit or the same kind of motivation in what we're doing, and that they are willing to invest behind it. It was a huge honor. We're incredibly excited about it, and thankful that they've supported us in that way, because their validation means more than almost anybody else. They've seen it done the right way, right? And if they're saying that we're doing it the right way, it means a ton.
Yeah, and if I can say something on that, Jesse bought me a cheeseburger on opening night. I had no idea who he was, and he was in front of me. And so you couldn't get food opening night. It was so packed, right? And so I went in the later innings, and he's standing there, and he's just asking me questions about baseball. Asked me about my time at the Coliseum, and we get into the last dive bar, we get into the Ballers. And then he introduces himself. I'm like, oh man, it was like I was talking to Jesus, right? Like God is his grandfather, and he's Jesus Christ. I was like, yo, I was starstruck, right? Because if you think about it, the Haas family formulated, they created, yeah, you had the teams in the 70s and stuff like that, but that 80s teams, they were rock stars. You know what I mean? They put baseball on a whole nother level, to where they were an NFL team, And so the fact that the Haas family is so excited about getting involved with the Ballers organization tells you a lot. Tells you that things are going the right way. And something there is special, right? Because you can go on Facebook right now. That's where you're going to find a lot of the Haas family members. They're all up in the A's group chats right now. And so it's pretty cool to be sitting there trading stories and talking back and forth with actual, members of the Haas family. You have sisters, you have cousins, you have uncles and aunts and nephews and nieces all up in these groups. And it's crazy. It's like nobody's heard from the Haas family since then. And all of a sudden they're everywhere on social, and it all has, there's one common denominator, and it's the excitement and the realness, within the Oakland Ballers, inception and inaugural year, that brought them out.
Yeah, and it shows a really important thing is obviously the Haas family is fortunate that they got business schools and all sorts of things named after them. That doesn't happen without a lot of money, but it shows that it's not about money's about values, right? And they have different values. That family has different values. You see it in their philanthropy, you see it in the way that they ran the team, and you see it what they're doing in the community today. So anyway, we're super excited that part of it. It's just another part of the wonderful legacy of baseball that in Oakland that we should be celebrating. And if we can kind of remind people of what good looked like, we should be doing that.